guys, today I'm doing kind of a review of Oblivion by Jennifer Armentrout. It's going to be a little different than a review, which you will find out soon enough. But if you haven't heard of Oblivion, it's a book in the Lux YA urban paranormal fantasy series. It's similar to Twilight, except it's aliens instead of vampires and werewolves. It's about a girl called Kat who is living next door to Damon. The first book in the Lux series is called Obsidian, and that's from Kat's perspective. This one is the exact same book but from Damon's perspective. I thought it would be interesting to see things from Damon's point of view. In Obsidian, I didn't really like him all that much. He's just a bit of a jerk. I thought it might make him look a little better than he did in Obsidian, but boy was I wrong. It was kind of the opposite to that. I rated Oblivion 2 out of 5 stars, so I thought I would just sit here and read you some quotes of shit that Damon says, and you'll hopefully just get what I'm saying. Obviously, yes, I'm taking all of these quotes out of context. He does have a couple of good moments, but just these things, even within the context of the book, I still don't think they're acceptable. It's not really put across as a big deal or a bad thing. He doesn't really have any repercussions for saying or doing or thinking these things. There's kind of 3 categories of things that Damon says. The first category is where he's being possessive and stalkery. The second category is the really disgustingly sexual things that he says and thinks. And then the third one is just little random unpleasant moments that he has. The first lot of them, like I said, was him being possessive and stalkery. I was standing outside the once empty house like a total creeper in one of those true crime shows yet again. Only a handful minutes ago, I'd seen the outline of her pass in front of the windows. Sadly, she was completely clothed. And then when Kat is saying that she's just moved in next door, he goes, "I know," and then thinks to himself, "I've been watching you for almost 3 days like a stalker." So I mean, he admits it, but I still don't think that makes it okay. And then when there's another guy talking to Kat in the school cafeteria, all of a sudden I wanted to beat the ever-living crap out of Simon. So he wants to beat up a guy just for talking to Kat. Psycho. Second category, like I said, was the disgustingly sexual things that he says and thinks. One of the major things that pissed me off about him was he would always get like turned on when Kat was getting angry at him. So he'd do something mean and then find it attractive, so he'd do more mean things because he liked to see her angry. And to me, it's just gross. And like, it's that whole notion of schoolboys teasing girls to show that they like them or whatever, and I think that whole thing is crap and stupid. At one point, when Kat's getting angry, the flush of anger was sort of hot in a weird "there's something wrong with me" kind of way. So again, he keeps admitting that these things are bad, but he's just, you know, going along with it anyway. This is a really gross one. Kat's gardening, and he's like, "Her back slightly arched with her ass right up in the air. My lips parted, and yeah, my mind immediately went there, picturing her in roughly the same position with less clothing." So disgusting. Then he's just having a nice conversation with Kat about normal stuff, and he's thinking, "I wanted to trace her curves with my hands, and my mouth, possibly even my tongue. Okay, definitely my tongue." Another gross one about her being mad and him finding it hot. "I was 2 seconds from kissing that pissed off look right off her face." Gross. Walking behind Kat, "I followed her, enjoying the view." This one is probably the worst one because I think it's written to try and be like sexy kind of, and for you to like want them to get together. But if this happened in real life, or if any dude actually did this, it would be like the kind of thing where you'd possibly call the police over it, you know what I mean? It's pretty bad. So Kat's asking him about being an alien and whether that means he can date humans or whether he finds humans attractive or whatever. And she's kind of like embarrassed asking it too. And he goes, "Are you asking if I'm attracted to human girls?" I lowered myself and our bodies met in all the areas that counted. With our wet clothes, it felt like there was barely anything between our skin. I shifted my hips, just the slightest, and I felt her gasp in every part of me. "Or are you asking if I'm attracted to you?" And then shortly after that, Kat responds by saying, "You could have just told me, you know, you didn't have to show me." It's kind of like implied, it's not explicitly said what he did there, but you get the picture of what he did, and it's pretty gross considering they were just like sitting there apart from each other having a conversation, and she asks if he gets attracted to humans and he shows her in a physical way that he's attracted to her. It's pretty gross. I don't know. It's super creepy. Ugh. I just don't understand how I'm supposed to like Damon. I don't get it. So then just the like random little bits and pieces that he thinks. He was describing Kat as definitely not one of those skinny girls I hated. Kat's looking at him when they first meet and he goes, "I knew she liked what she saw. Everyone did." He's just so arrogant. It's gross. I've lost kind of the amount of times I've said the word gross in this video. One last thing, which is the one that made me the most angry probably. He's thinking about, you know, his feelings for Kat that are developing. Jesus, all this thinking about my feelings and hers was probably going to give me a period, which is pretty disgusting because obviously only women who are menstruating have feelings. So yeah, that's kind of a little summary of the reasons I didn't really like this book very much and the reasons I can't ship Damon and Kat together and I can't like Damon. So that's pretty much my thoughts on this book. If you read it, let me know what your opinion of it or your opinion of Damon is in the comments below. I know that a lot of people really like him. If you want to follow me on Goodreads to see my full review of this book and others, that's linked down below, as well as my Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you with my next one. Bye.